So, one of the questions I often get asked is, why am I carrying 3 different weapons? What do they all do? Why can't they all be the same? Well, let's have a look, because they're all different shapes and they're all made for different jobs. We'll start with this one. This one you've already seen. This is a spear. Now you notice that the spear is quite big and quite heavy, and a lot of pictures in books show Stone Age people throwing spears, but if you threw this it probably wouldn't go very far. What this weapon would be best for is not throwing, but for protecting yourself from big wild creatures. So you could keep them at a distance with a sharp pointy end and think about how you're either going to fight the creature or maybe run away. And a spear is best used for that job, for protecting yourself. That's why it needs to be big and strong, but it's not something that's light enough to throw any long distance. So that's why you'd have a spear. Let's just put the spear down over here. If I want to throw something, I'd be much better off with something like this, a dart. As you can see, the dart is much thinner, and it's also much lighter. The end is not made of stone, the end is made of antler. Remember that antler is very light and very strong. Still got Stone Age string on there, Stone Age glue to hold it all in place. And the other clue that this is a throwing weapon is that it's got this feather tail on it as well. And that tail does the same job as the tail on a modern aeroplane. It helps the dart fly straight through the air. So it's very long, very light and very thin, and is much better for throwing. And I might not carry just one of these with me, I might carry 3 or 4 of them with me, because they're not too heavy, and it means that if I miss with the first one I can always have a go with the other 3. So a light, thin throwing weapon is a dart. But what if I want to go fishing? If I were to go fishing, spear fishing with this, there's a problem, because you'll notice that the end is very smooth and very thin. And if I were to sneak upon a fish and try to spear it with this, what would happen is the fish would be wriggling around on the end of it, and as I pulled it out of the water, fast flowing water with the fish wriggling on it, and the end is smooth and thin, what's probably going to happen is the fish is going to fall off the end, swim away, and I'm not going to have any tea. So Stone Age people were clever, and they came up with this. This is a harpoon, and you'll notice something about the end of the harpoon. The tip of the harpoon, it's not only got 1 spear on it, it's actually got 3, and it might have even had more than that, and each of these tips has got these little hooks on called barbs, and those barbs would stop the fish sliding off the end. So a harpoon is made for fishing, and it's one of the oldest inventions in the world. People still use harpoons in some parts of the world for fishing today, and the tip of the harpoon is also made of antler, and the barbs would be shaped using flint tools. And you notice that I've also stuck it on a piece of wood that just happened to have 3 branches on it sticking out, and it's bound together with string and glue. And harpoon tips like this have been found all over the place from the Stone Age, so we know that they used them a lot for fishing. They also used nets, they also used fish traps, but the harpoon has been around for a very long time. So that's what the 3 tools do. They're a spear, a dart and a harpoon.